Welcome to Ferrum Football First and 10. I'm your host, Taylor Chitwood, co-host Brandon Roberts, and Coach Rob Grande. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yep, good to be here again.
Another week, another show.
Another show, you're right.
So, Coach, we're going to get started. We know we had a couple key injuries, last game, previous games. We didn't have Nick Pierce in the lineup last game. Anybody we're getting back? Anybody we're not going to have there for tomorrow night's game against Guilford?
Yeah, we're expecting Nick to get back in the rotation. He's had a solid week of practice. A.J. Camp's coming around off his hamstring strain that he had going into Shenandoah, and that's seemed to be fully recovered. And D.J. Baylor, we've lost the last 2 weeks, had an unfortunate ankle twist in Thursday practice before Greensboro, but he's back practicing and seems to be ready to strap it up this week. So looking better on that front.
Thursday night, under the lights, a little bit different atmosphere, a different game, especially with the weather.
Yep.
What's new there? I guess Thursday night's new, but the weather's, I guess, the same with all the rain. Is that going to make any impact whatsoever?
2018's theme seems to be weather, and with Hurricane Michael hitting Florida, obviously the impact of that down there is a little bit rougher than up into the Carolinas and where we are. But there is a tropical storm, I guess, by the time it gets up that way, and we're expecting rain. Not sure, some other elements of that are going to affect our game time. We've been in discussion with Guilford as to what the best decision is with playing tomorrow night or looking at a Friday, Saturday option, but we haven't finalized anything different. So as of right now, we're playing tomorrow at 7, and that may change. So if people are watching, they should probably keep track of our website.
Is that a discussion in practice with, hey, it could be weather, or is that just we're not going to worry about that, we're going to worry about football?
Well, it's not a zero-sum decision because you got officials, you got buses, you got planning, you got a lot of things that go into if you change a game. It's been on the books and planned for months ago, so it's not just an easy change, from tomorrow night. So at all costs, we want to play it tomorrow night. That's been the plan, and if otherwise we're told we got to move it, then we're going to have to adjust and make those arrangements.
So, Coach, you've had a week and a half of practice. We had that bye week last week. At practice, especially with this rain coming, are y'all doing anything to prepare for the rain, to prepare for playing under the lights? Any different ways you're going to practice, different from other weeks than this week?
Sure. Well, those things are different, and you typically practice 4:15 in the afternoon, but we were out in the rain a little bit yesterday, and got some good work in, and we'll be out there again today. With this practice, which has some rain in the forecast. So those things without lightning are going to be a part of our preparation, and certainly game planning with that is, if you act like that's not going to impact the game, you're being naive. So you got to plan for it, but there's not going to be a dome over one team and not on the other, so we both have to deal with it, and the team that deals best with it is probably going to be more successful tomorrow night.
Coach, we're moving forward to Guilford. Ferrum does lead the overall series with a mark of 15 wins and 7 losses. I know we were talking a little bit earlier about all the numbers, and you said good thing football isn't played with numbers.
Yeah.
There are 2 ways of looking at it. Last meeting was in 2006. Ferrum did come on the losing side of that one, 49-35. Last Ferrum win was the year before 2005, 41-7. They're 1-3 coming in. Again, what does that all mean to you?
Not a lot. We got to go down and play a good game, and numbers are numbers, and I know you can get enamored by them. They do mean something, but this is a dangerous team that numbers don't really side on their behalf. In my opinion, you watch the film, they've got a capable line. They got a really good back who's a career breaker. They got a solid quarterback that's getting better each week. They've got some perimeter guys that get your attention in the passing game. They're active on defense, and they've given up some yards and points, but their special teams are very good. The back Bell's a return guy and preseason All-American. There's plenty of areas as a coach concern you outside the numbers, but they're also a wounded dog. They're 0-2 in the league, and they got nothing to lose, and going to throw it all out there and give us their best punch. And I've told our players all along, you're dealing with the psyche of an 18 to 22-year-old, which isn't always easy, but they've got to understand we got to take care of Ferrum, do the things that have made us successful this year, and veer away from the things that haven't. And at the end of the contest, feel good about how we played.
I was just going to ask you, they're giving up 576 yards while they're gaining 553 yards a game, and they're giving up 336 on the ground. Especially with the weather, does that make any kind of change whatsoever either, or is it still the same? Stick to our game plan, it is what it is, and we hope to come out on top.
Sure. I mean, I think both offenses are centered around our backs, so I think running the ball is a premium for them, and certainly it's bode well for us, and I don't know that that's going to change much, in terms of what both of us will look to do to gain an advantage tomorrow night. The passing element's just going to have to see how that plays out with the weather, and certainly two things happen bad when you throw the ball and one thing good, and Woody Hayes used to say that, and interceptions and incomplete passes. You hand the ball off, you got a better chance of the ball going forward. So we'll see how that plays out in our overall game plan, but I expect us to play hard, play Ferrum football, and get after them.
Coach, you said they got a lot of weapons everywhere. We got a lot of weapons everywhere as well. So when you are sitting there in practice, watching game film, watching our team, watching their team, what to you stands out that we can outplay them in? Like, what do you think moving forward to tomorrow night, do you think will stand out to make us be more successful in tomorrow night's game than they would be?
Right. The inside runs, tackle to tackle, I mean, we've got to do a great job, in our fits to make sure that the ball has to bounce and the ball's not getting run tackle to tackle. I mean, that's going to be a quick sign to me that we're fitting right and we're doing the things defensively in the run game, and vice versa. It's being able to manipulate the fronts and handle some of their pressures in the run game that are going to be a quick answer to see how we react. A lot of teams, if you have success doing something, they stay away from it, and if they do have success, they're going to pick that scab till you can prove to stop it. And those are, I think, two areas that are, again, similarly in the run game on both sides that are going to play a big part. And then, certainly controlling the ball and handing it to the referee after play. So, finishing with the ball in our hands is going to be important, and playing clean in the kicking game. Those are all X factors in a game of the elements that, kind of concern you as a coach that you hard to prepare for. So, we just got to play hard and make good decisions.
Before we wrap this up, we do want to inform you to stay tuned on our website, ferrumpanthers.com, for any kind of changes. As we mentioned before, everything's up in the air. As of right now, it's Thursday night. Again, stay tuned on the website. Things could change. This will do it for this week's episode of Ferrum Football First and 10. Our next show is going to be October 17th. I'm Taylor Chitwood, my co-host Brandon Roberts, and Coach Grande. Thanks for joining us, and good luck.
All right, fellas. Thank you.